Alright, so welcome back. Hello YouTube. We are currently riding through the beach, suburb of New Brighton. I figured we'd start this off at the beach. For all you Northern Hemisphere people that watch, there is a beautiful sunny day. There's a few people out surfing. Let's get down to it. So today is just a simple motovlog. I've got a real interesting path to take you on today. We're just gonna cruise around the New Brighton South Shore area just because we can cruise and enjoy the scenery, because on the other side of these sand dunes is the Pacific Ocean. Won't really get to see it much from here, but we're heading up that hill eventually, going for a bit of a tiki tour. And I have an annoying noise in my ear because I pre-planned this route and I put it into GPS, and so I don't have to think about the route. I have the GPS running. But I guess first topic to cover today really has to be me. It's a really in-depth, oh, it's a nice Moto Guzzi V75 I think. So yeah, me. Unfortunately, you'll notice that I take my hand off a lot. My shoulder is still painful, but at least this bike is balanced enough for me to ride one-handed, which is nice. I can put that back up whenever I need to change gear and take corners, but my shoulder is still, yeah, my shoulder is basically disabled now for the rest of my life. I won't be able to do anywhere near like I used to, which is a shame. With any luck I'll get myself a nice office job, so I won't have to worry about my shoulder giving out anytime soon. But on a whole, my health is slowly improving when it comes to my shoulder. Just, there's no chance of it being a weight-bearing equivalent of the other side, unfortunately. But that's okay. I'm allowed to ride motorbikes. That's all that matters. That is all that matters. I'm gonna need some gas. Alrighty. That needle does not look good. I am going to have to stop and get gas as it's doing its little flutter. So somewhere along the lines I'm going to stop and get some gas, and we'll continue our conversation. I don't think I'm too far from a decent petrol station on this run. Alright, there should be a petrol station, Caltex. Alrighty, there is a petrol station just up here. I see the star. I hope you understood the blinker symbol. Alright. So, tank has got gas in it again, and I hate this road for one reason. You generally have to fucking send it. Yes. Now, since last time I talked to you, I have fixed one or two of the little issues with the bike, namely this mechanism over here, which allows me to now start with the clutch in and gear. A couple of washers and the right place and it works. Wasn't too hard of a fix, but there's still a few things the bike needs. Now, unfortunately, some of the things the bike needs is going to cost a bit of money. Now, I'm not too sure. I'm thinking I might start a GoFundMe give a little page, so guys who watch my channel can help me. I mean, I have been out of work for 2 and a bit years now, and when you're living on ACC you don't get much money, unfortunately. I don't think I'm even getting what's regarded as minimum wage anymore. When I had my accident, I was on a couple of dollars an hour more than minimum wage, but unfortunately minimum wage has gone up a couple of times, and ACC only pays 80% of your pre-accident income. So I am literally living below minimum wage. Thankfully I'm not having to work. I can find ways of doing things. I don't actually own a car anymore, I just have the bike. But I do need to get a few things. Chain and sprockets need to be done. I need to have a look at the front suspension, maybe get a new set of springs, redo the seals and everything associated with that. So there's a few things that need a little bit of money on this bike, unfortunately. But it's just really hard when you don't have an income. Right, let's go this way. Miss GPS is going to go nuts in a second, because this is not the way I had planned. But why not go up St Andrews Hill? Unfortunately that's where they're going. But this gives a beautiful view up here. Unfortunately the road has not been fixed in parts, they've just patched it. So there are some severely bad places like this. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Almost as bad as driving into the far north last weekend. But here we are. Heading up towards the top. Look out over the city here. This road is slowly deteriorating, unfortunately, because it's not an important road anymore, as it dead ends because of earthquake damage. Just past the turn off back there. Ooh. The corner's been bad forever and a day. Alright, once I get out of some of this more technical part, I should be able to talk again. Right now we're looking down into Sumner. Unfortunately I have to keep my eyes on the road when I'm this close to a near fatal drop-off. You can see how far up we really are. We were over there last video. That is Evans Pass. So we're not going to go down that way, we're going to go back into Lyttelton. I think I might stop for a drink. Not a alcoholic one today, but nonetheless stop for a drink. Right, car park, and now we're heading back into Lyttelton. See you later. Alrighty, had a drink and we're off. There is a cruise ship in town today, so Lyttelton was really busy. Right. So, interesting stop there. Oh, driver training for the army. Right, so still got a couple of topics to cover. The next 8K's a little bit slower than 100K's an hour, so you should be able to hear me. And that was a very interesting stop. Met a man who's printed his own book called I Am John. His name's Johnny. He's a very spiritual man and believes that the world is, well, as most spiritual people believe, the world is far from what it should be and we're listening to the wrong people. Moving along. Now, as I said, hopefully I'm going to be able to bring a weekly video on the bike. There's really not too much stopping that from happening except weather. But generally Canterbury has at least a good day or two a week, unless we've got a storm front blowing in. But of course there's always my gaming content that I put up regularly now, in fact daily. I started playing COD. I've never played COD ever in my life. So playing COD Modern Warfare 2 was just something different. I decided I'd do it and do it no commentary. So you don't actually have to listen to me talking to watch the gameplay. And well, it is hard to come to terms with a new game that's that intense at times and has such a huge learning curve. So I play PUBG. But it's just very different because you can upgrade the weapons and buy a loadout of meta weapons, really. You know, you get guys with gold guns which shoot dead flat laser beams and have a high rate of fire, and literally your time to death, TTD, is split seconds. So they've done some nerfing, but you're very disadvantaged if you're new to a game like that, because someone who's played longer has better weapons. With PUBG, everyone has access to the exact same weapon. It's all level. The only thing is the attachments you can put on it, and that's just luck of the draw, finding the right things while looting. COD, it really is play as much as you can and unlock everything you can and create weapons, buy the season pass, get the meta weapons out of season pass. I mean, I have been getting the season pass stuff, not as much as I'd like, but I didn't start the last season until it was sort of 20 days, 25 days to go. New season started. There's some seriously cool weapons coming out. There's some new weapons. So I'm able to get some of the new meta weapons as they're released, but still it takes a lot of time to unlock stuff like that, and it also takes playing in quads and duos and trios, because of things like the DMZ, the trio zone, and if you're not in a trio you're at a massive disadvantage. And then there's Resurgence, which really is just tags confirmed from some of the older games people have played and remember. So you literally have to get your tags back, or you're not allowed to spawn again, or you kill someone and take their tags. So it's really high pace and very much dependent on weapons. They do loadout drops, so of course meta weapons are king again. And then of course the AI. Unlike PUBG, COD's AI is literally 100% of the time set to God mode. The AI are just insane. So you're running around in a DMZ match and you get absolutely aced by the first AI you see. Not exactly how other games handle AI, but it's just insane. So I will be continuing to put that content up. I've managed to rope a couple of the boys in and do a bit of quads and DMZ with them. So there will be some of that content coming out shortly. I should also probably do a couple of PUBG videos, as I've got quite a lot of content. Now they're not full video gameplays. I literally use the shadow play feature of my graphics card to record 5-minute sections when something funny happens. And that last bike was a BMW 650 Dakar. So those are going to be more funny shit and epic battles. In fact, there's one of the DMZ videos coming out, or just came out. I can't remember when that one actually went live, which the last 5 minutes is just crazy AI and player battle, to the point where a guy lands a chopper above us, so I steal his chopper. Unfortunately it didn't end well for us, but hey. As you're watching this video, as we come through Governor's Bay, I am probably riding the inland scenic route finally. I'll be heading down to Fairlie hopefully this Thursday, Friday, and we'll have a video for you next week for first off, because I'm thinking that's going to probably be 2 or 3 videos, just because it is a couple of 100 k's of road there and back. And on the Friday riding back, I'll probably end up riding down straight to Timaru and along the main road, as there's probably going to be a lot of people riding to the rally this weekend. I would be going, but yet again, unfortunately, it's that whole financial burden, and the bike's not really up to touring for camping touring to rallies. So although I would love to go, not this year, unfortunately. Might see if I can time it to meet others somewhere if they're heading down, have lunch with them at least. Ooh, I saw blackberries. Through another technical section and back out to the, well, basically sea level. This is the upper end of the Lyttelton harbour. No, I'm not like that, buddy. So all of this is a floodplain basically. Alright. Now I can imagine there'll be almost no one on this road today. It's not a through route for anything in particular. There's maybe a farmer on it, maybe a cyclist, so I should have the road to myself. Not many places you can find a road where you can say you've got it all to yourself. Not one with this many corners anyway. Cattle on the road. Did not expect cattle on the road. So back to the planned ride to Fairlie. It's going to take probably 3 hours to ride, maybe longer, and it starts in a little place called Amberley. So I actually have to ride north of the city for about half an hour to do the whole inland scenic route, but I think it's actually worth it. It is one of New Zealand's tourist roads. There are a lot of people who do it, and heading south is probably the way to do it, as you're not going to be blinded by the sun like you would if you were coming north on it. So Friday, the ride home is going to be interesting because I'll be riding into the sun for quite a bit, but does mean I get to go to the Fairlie Bakehouse, which make some of the best pies I have ever had. Now, I know I said I wanted to do so much more when it comes to rides this summer, but unfortunately riding costs money, and well, all I have is a top box, so I don't exactly have the ability to carry gear for 3 or 4 or 5 days at a time, and I still have to pay rent. Now, if I wasn't paying rent and I was just travelling and I had this bike all set up well, I suppose I probably would be able to do it. I do have a place that I would need a laptop, but I don't see any reason why next summer I couldn't call my parents' place in Fairlie as a home base and ride around the South Island. Might actually be quite a good idea. Very good for the channel if I did something like that, I think. I'm slowly getting enough set up. I have multiple cards for the camera, 2 power supplies. They were just been trying to get myself maybe a second-hand 360 maybe. So it would be very possible for me to go full-time on the road next summer if I haven't got a job and doing nothing else. And I think it could actually be quite interesting. Now I do have, well, I would need to buy a laptop, but we'd come to that at a later date. But it would mean that over the next while I would really need to do some upgrades to this, because I would definitely need full luggage rack and full front protection bars to protect me. So maybe I will start a little GoFundMe for a couple of grand and get this bike all set up for next summer. Because that actually could be quite fun. My gaming content obviously would stop while I'm on the road, but I'm sure I'd be able to get myself a couple of, well, I suppose I'd be able to hold over and do once a week on the gaming videos, have them all lined up ready to go, and just turn the channel into a mostly moto centric channel at that point. Alright, that gives you an example of just how narrow this road is. and that is Lyttelton. And that giant Princess cruise liner, which looks so small. Down there, that is Christchurch. So we're 332 metres above sea level now. So, in like half an hour or so, we've gone from sea level to 300 metres. Or above 300 really, because that road did go a little bit higher. And now in a very short space we are going to drop back to nearly sea level into the city. Well, that's good to see. The new rails have the biker rail, the bottom strip, first implemented in New Zealand in the Blenheim district 10 odd years ago plus, to stop bikers who slide from getting cut up by the bars, whether that be, in this case, cyclists or motorcycles. That is very good to see. Taste that wild blackberry smell again, guys, as we start to really ramp up our descent. We're about to start dropping away quite quickly. Once we get into the residential zone just up ahead, we're in Upper Cashmere, and the road just literally falls away so fast. And go south. Got a Harley behind me now. Okay, oh dear. I have ended up heading through town at 4 o'clock. Well, 20 past 4 to be precise. This is going to be fun. What's this guy trying to do? Yeah, no indicator though. Alright, Central Christchurch. Now I think I might end this video maybe in the square today. It's getting late and there'd be no reason to bore you guys with struggling through traffic. Cathedral Square, the church, which is finally 10 plus years after the damage done, getting fixed.